Hello, everyone, and welcome to our last session of spring cleaning and traveling with Feng Shui. We are very happy that we are completed this series today. We are going to talk about traveling, moving abroad, relocating, or new beginnings all together today on our last session. I'm gonna start talking about the things to do before the move. This will be helpful if you are moving for good to a new city, if you are just moving within your city to a new house, or if you are going to a trip, or if you are traveling for good and not coming back. Okay, so these are helpful tips for any situation. You can apply it to yours. But before we do the real move, if we are, let's say we are living for good, to a new country. Part of the Feng Shui is like to leave behind all the bad energy, the old stuff, the bad energy, so we can start things off new and fresh, okay? We want the best and most harmonious start. Harmony is a word here. Harmony is strongly emphasized throughout the process. We clear our space of clutter, and also we are going to bring only what is necessary. That is the best way, one of the best ways to start. So we clean with the clutter, but we bring only the necessary stuff. Let's say you are moving to a new home. Of course, you are going to bring your couch or big things. But for example, if you have brooms or mops that they are in use, like even if they are still useful, don't bring them. Just get rid of those and start with new ones. The most new stuff, the better. But of course, you are not going to get rid of the couch or big stuff, okay? And also another thing is that since we prepare ourselves and we get ready for going to the new place, we have to prepare also the new place, whatever that is, before the moving day. So when we go there, we find everything ready for us. We don't want to get ready and go to a place that is not ready to receive us. So let me tell you some of the practices that we do before to the house, before the moving day. For example, we can place flowers in the home and play some music. So when we get there are flowers, there's music playing, and also you can have a bowl with fresh fruit as well. The clothes that you are wearing that day, it's important. The color, for example, if it is a vibrant color, it brings warmth and positive things to the new home. And another thing that we do is like we buy the house a gift. This gift should be something brand new, and you have to love it, okay? You have to like it. New stuff. Imagine when you move, I'm sure that when people visit you, they bring something to the new home. Okay, that's what we are going to do with our home. We are going to buy a gift to our house. And the purpose of that is that to bring joy into our new home. That could be anything. It has to be brand new, but could be anything. Like could be a candle, a work of art, a piece of furniture, anything that you like, that you like and you love, brand new. No member of the household should get to the house empty-handed, okay? Everyone has to bring something. something auspicious to the that holds meaning to them. Also, when we move from an old house to a new house, it can feel like you are beginning a new life. Many people say new house, new life. Well, this is the same. Like, we can feel that we are beginning a new life. And why is that? Because when we were in the old house, we would have some habits there that we are not going to have. We are going to have new habits in the new house, and also we leave those old habits and bad memories behind. So we will have some new habits that hopefully they are better. So that's why moving is good for the spirit and the mind. And the change help us to grow. Anything when we change, that help us to grow. Most of the time could be like the fear of of moving. That is a challenge for us, the fear of moving. Because why? Because in the old house we would have a support system. So we think about how will we cope without the support system that we enjoyed back home. We were used to that support system. And when we build the courage to take on a new city, for example, let's say we move abroad, not just a new house, but a new country as well. When we build the courage to do that, and this is very important, pay attention, we become exponentially more bold and fearless in our decision making. This is very important. This is very important because the first time is more difficult. Then the second time is a little bit less. The third time, then it's piece of cake. Like, for example, myself, I have changed cities so many times. I didn't count them. I don't know how many, but probably more than 10 cities. So we become exponentially more bold and fearless on our decision making. Maybe the first time I moved, I was more fearful, or I was more calculating things. It depends on the personality, of course, but exponentially more bold and fearless on our decision making. Decision making is very important. And that builds real mental strength. That's the important thing here. That it builds real mental strength. So the more we do it, the more, the better we become. I think, well, these are some concepts about moving and the meaning really of moving. I think, Brandy, you are going to talk about a little bit what to bring, right?
Yes, definitely. So how do you choose? What do you bring? I think like moving anywhere is stressful. We try not to get too bogged down on choosing what to bring. It's a great time to take stock of what you have, like you said. It all depends on where and how you will be moving, of course, whether you're renting a truck, a van, if you're hiring a company, if you're driving, if you're flying, or if you're shipping your stuff. Each one will definitely have a different impact on the number of items that you will be taking with you. So how do we decide on the amount? It's not an easy process. Going through your things, it takes time, energy, and makes us question ourselves on why we have so much stuff. Sentimental items are one of the hardest things, I think, that decluttering the home period, what we go through, but then you add on the emotional, the physical, and like the mental exhaustion. It's a lot to digest. So how do we decide with like between truth or sentimentality? It's would you pay for this item again? If you lost it, is this item worth the weight in the transport costs? Is this item functional, or does it add value to your life? Will it fit in the new home? I think that the great thing about this is that you get to decide. You get to decide how much value you want to put on an item. You have the power to choose. Thinking about the actual value that they're going to add to your day-to-day life, and whether being packed away or stored away is that the best place for them. Are you getting the most out of these items as well too? So when you're going through the process of deciding whether or not, maybe sometimes even just taking a picture of that item is enough for it. So then that way it can move on, it can go to a different home, it can be donated, sold, whatever it is, however you want to move forward with it. So choosing to not take a gifted item with you is very difficult. Sometimes, a lot of the times, we relate that to the person, and we have no association, or we associate that, and our feelings towards that are to that person. So how do you identify how important an item is when it's stored away, or when it's just with a bunch of other sentimental items? Like, what makes that item special? So try to not procrastinate or avoid doing this. I know it's so easy to do, just pick up something else or go do something else. But when we're forced to like sit and think about all of these things, I think that, we have a lot of breakthroughs during this time, and we really get to know ourselves a lot better. So if there are struggles that you're experiencing when going through sentimental items, try not to let it discourage you, and maybe move to something else in the meantime and then come back to it at a later date. But, with collector's items, vintage items, unique or art items as well too, you need to decide whether or not this is stuff that you want to bring forward with you, or if it's keeping you in the past. So do you still enjoy it? Is this something that you still want to keep? If you've had this stuff for years and it's been stored away, it's most likely that you forgot about it, or are not even using it anymore. So would someone else get more enjoy out of it? Asking ourselves why, instead of just assuming that everything needs to be packed, is a great way to go about this. A lot of the time we just automatically kind of do it, just whatever this item is, whatever's on this shelf just kind of goes right into the box without even thinking. So in accepting our reality and questioning why is a very important part of the moving process. And now I think we're going to go back to you and talk about
yeah, I just want to mention a few things about the mindset on how we see packing, because packing is not just putting some clothes inside the suitcases. So what is exactly what we do when we are packing? Because packing forces us to review what we have and be aware of the situation of every piece while we go over our belongings. See, we have to review. So that way, when we pack, we review, we prioritize, and we select. And it's not just about what we are going to take, see, but also what we are going to get rid of. Because in the process of packing, we could get rid of some of the stuff, but also we can decide to get something new that we think we are going to use or to need in the future. Like usually when we how do you say, when we leave a bad energy behind, or we leave space for the new. So also we don't just get rid of the stuff, we also, okay, I'm gonna need this, or we get something new as well. Mm-hmm. But it is a process. We review, we prioritize, and we select. The truth is that when we pack, we make a lot of decisions. It's like a renewal process. Okay, this is old, but then there is a void here. This is new. And, it's a renewal process. Actually, it's not just putting clothes into the suitcases. For example, when I came to Europe for the first time, I was just traveling. I was living in the US, but I was just traveling. And a friend of mine, she said, "I'm gonna come over to your place to help you pack." She thought I needed help, and I put all my stuff that I thought I would need in my bed, on my bed, and nothing. And then I decided and put everything there. Oh, well, that's it. You packed? Yes, I packed, because you easily pack with practice. The more you do it, as we mentioned before, like, we become exponentially more fearless and bold. Okay, so that's one, packing, with traveling, and with changes also. Like, for me now, moving to a new city is like very easy, you know
Mm-hmm.
and also what I noticed is I have realized that I would carry so many things that I thought I would need, but actually I didn't. I haven't. I never needed them, so I was just adding weight that it was heavy to carry.
Mm-hmm.
That is something,
Yeah,
I
literally
would carry.
figuratively.
Yeah, exactly. I was getting rid of, over the years, I was getting rid of the stuff, and suddenly I had just a few suitcases with all my stuff. So I realized over the years that I didn't need all the stuff that I had. And not only that you don't need, it adds weight that it was heavy to carry. See?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like taking off weight of your shoulders as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you travel light, what we call travel light, because light in suitcases, but also in spirit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
really, you don't need that much. So
I
that's part of the mindset of packing as well, that I have lived personally, because I pack. I can certainly pack different, and also when I move to a new house or a new country or a new city, I do it in a different way now.
mm,
Because
mhm.
when you build that mental strength, the fear of moving disappears, and it's not a big challenge anymore. Like, as I said, exponentially, you become exponentially more bold and fearless on decision making. So it's about decision making, because when you pack, you are making decisions. See, it's not just, okay, I'm gonna bring my suitcase. And so that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, I love that. I think that it's very similar to like the decluttering process as well too. Like the more you
Yeah.
do it, the more you just become aware and stronger, and the decision making process becomes easier as well too. So
Exactly.
yeah, they go hand in hand. And now I'm going to talk about, what to do with your things when you do go, when you do move. So say that you are traveling abroad, or that you are relocating and you don't want to bring all of your stuff. What do you do with it? So if you plan on putting your things in storage, take the time to ask yourself whether or not it's even worth the cost of it. Like, who knows how long you're going to be? So kind of factor that in the decision making, storing items in a safe and secure manner, using the right containers depending on the condition, of whether the conditions are when you're where you're storing them. If they're in a garage, if it's in high humidity areas, make sure that they're sealed containers. I know that we talked about this with this cleaning and our wardrobe and stuff, but it's really important that our items are stored properly, especially when you're paying that amount of money to store them as well too. Any breakables should be wrapped up in paper or old clothing and or textiles that you're no longer using. If you're asking a friend or a family member to store your items for you, keep in mind the usable space that they have and the length of time that you will be gone for. Being truthful to yourself and avoiding the feelings of guilt or obligation to come back and sort your things out. I think that this is important part to have before even leaving. So when we live in the fear of what if, it holds us back and we're not able to be in the present. if you have time to sell your items online or have a moving sale, this is a great way to make some extra money. There are many platforms to choose from, and you are able to decide how you want to sell it. If you don't plan on selling, or if you want to donate, get in touch with local charities and see what it is that they're in need of or accept. Taking the time to sort through or recycle or properly dispose of any items that can be donated as well. Going through and deciding to make this move, I think it's really important to have a plan of action or a checklist. Writing down everything is important. When you're packing the boxes to move, make sure you're writing down everything that's going into that box.
It will save
have
some time, La. It will save some time when you look for that box in the new place.
that, and you have to, I believe you have to write down what it is for customs when you're going into this. So then that way, anything that's being shipped, you know, of course, overseas or that they need to know, they need to have the box numbered and what's in that box and the quantity of items that are in that as well too. So it's important to have a checklist or a plan that everything is all written down. So then that way to try and recall the information sometimes, you know, but everything with the move as well too, it might all be a blur. Searching around for a good quote as well. There are many different ways and many different shipping companies that you can do this if you're not bringing the stuff with you. So
yeah,
I think that these are some really great ideas or tips for relocating. So, and then with that, we're going to pass it back to you so that you can talk about some research.
Yes, actually, when we travel for the first time, or when we move to a new city, what we do is like to do some research on the things that that place is going to offer us, because the real thing is we want to have mindful experiences, and we want to get the most out of any situation. In this sense, visualization is very important. For example, before coming to Portugal, I remember myself watching videos of people walking the streets of Lisbon. So they would film while they walk, and I would watch those videos. And for me, I was walking in the streets of Lisbon before even coming here to Portugal. So visualization is important. Like you do the search, but then you imagine yourself there doing the things that you did the search on, and how it would be. Like you try to imagine all the stuff. We talked about clothes, but let me tell you what is the best thing to bring to any tip for me. Do you have any guesses? What could be? Because to me, the best thing to bring is attitude, my attitude. Because attitude is a decision that we make. See, we focus on the good with an open mind. We focus on the possibilities, and we remember our why. Our why. Why are we doing this? Why are we going there? Why I would like to have this experience? Why? Your why. See? So, and this applies for traveling and for life. For traveling and for life. Because the real thing is that attitude determines everything. Our outcomes and the achievements of what we want. See? Let me tell you an example. When I came to Portugal, this was a place I have never been before. I have never been before. So I took a plane and I landed here, but I haven't visited before. So I didn't know. I had an idea because I did my research, as I said before, but I was never here before. So, and also I didn't know anyone. And I didn't know the language either. I just had an idea because, you know, Uruguay is next to Brazil. So they speak Portuguese, even though the Portuguese is very different. So I had an idea of the language, but I didn't speak Portuguese. And guess what? I had a wonderful experiences so far because of my attitude and my expectations. Because I made that decision. I made that decision. I thought to myself, I'm going there to thrive. So you make that decision. See?
I love that.
So you can say the same. I'm going there to thrive, not just let's see what happens. That's not, because we create our own reality. We create our reality. So we decide. We decide. I decide with my attitude and my expectations. I made a decision. So that's why it went that way. So today I invite you to decide and take action boldly, boldly, because we can create anything that we imagine, and we can have the lifestyle that we want. That's a real thing. And pay attention to your self-talk. See, myself, I was telling myself, I'm going there to thrive. What are you telling yourself? Because the universe has ears, is listening. And the decisions you are making, because for example, happiness is a decision. It's not about the circumstances. You decide if you are going to be happy or not. So I just wanted to mention this. And if this all resonates with you, and also not only this, but all the things that we've been talking about these 3 weeks, let me show you, because if you like the concepts, if all the concepts resonate with you and you want to know a little bit more, I would like to introduce you just in a few minutes to my program. Let me show you the picture here. Share screen. Okay, this is my program, Feng Shui and Coaching on the Go, where I put these two practices together, Feng Shui and coaching, and it consists of 3 sessions live, because this is in person, and it has coaching calls. So it's in person and online, both. It has sessions where in the first one is an introduction, because I am introduced to your home and to the space that you want to work on, and also introduced to the situation, your situation, and we decide on the goals. Then we have coaching calls. In the middle of each session, we have coaching calls, follow-ups, that could be worksheets. It depends on the situation at what we are working on, but could be worksheets, templates, many things on the coaching calls. Then we have the sessions to measure the progress you are making, and also following follow-ups with coaching calls and material, different material depending on the situation. And the last one is the desired situation, where we work on the last points to make that happen, or create the outcome that we decided we are, because we are deciding a goal. We are having a goal. So that's the program. It puts together the two practices, is in person and online. It has all the material and everything. See, if you are interested in knowing more, you can contact me. And well, what else about this program? Well, just wanted to give you an introduction. If you have more questions, you can contact me directly, so I can provide the details. So with that, Brandy, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm going to share my website here. So then that way I can give you guys a little bit more information on exactly what I do. So Airy Spaces obviously is the name of the company. Some of the areas of the home that I specifically focus in on is the wardrobe, the living room, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, storage, bedroom, office. So pretty much all parts of the home. I also do virtual sessions as well too, just because with directly in Florence or in the relative area of Florence, then I think it's a great option to have. And then that it puts you accountable for your stuff as well too.
Yeah.
So if that's something that that you're looking at, you can reach me here at Airy Spaces. There's also my Instagram as well too for Airy Spaces.
I just
So,
wanted to mention that I do the part in person. If it is not allowed, my part, like we can do it online as well. But I think now, or I can travel as well. I live in Portugal, for example, but I can move around or go to another place if you need that. But now I think the situation is, at least here, they are reopening the restrictions, so we can work at home in person. I rather do it in person, like go to the home, but if that's not possible, it's an online program. But at the moment, and I can commute, let's say, so for people who are in Portugal and not. Yeah, just wanted to add that.
Yeah, I think that, we've covered a lot of content over the last 3 episodes. So if anyone has any questions at all, obviously get in touch with us, leave a comment on any of our platforms that this is posted on as well too. We will follow up and answer any questions that you have. Thank you for all tuning in and watching our series on spring cleaning and traveling with Feng Shui. So I've had a great time.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. Thank you very much,
doing
everyone. But yeah, we can do follow-ups if you have any questions, because I know this is a lot of information altogether that we cover in 3 weeks. So just you can contact Brandy directly or myself, or leave the comments below. We can do follow-ups. So we will be in touch, and we are very glad that you join us and you were following us for these 3 amazing weeks, right?
That's right.
Yeah, with that said,
I think you guys did a lot.
Yeah, nothing. Have a great week ahead, and we are going to be in touch, right, with you all.
Definitely.
Okay.
Well,
Bye.
until next time.
Yeah.